Hi, Dave at Rosewell Amps. Here's a part 2 of the Marshall JVM 100, now repaired. If you remember the part 1, it had blown to pieces the cathode resistors, and the one of the bias voltages to one of the pair of the EL34s was down at 3 volts because of the faulty capacitor. Here you can see I've replaced the two 1 ohm resistors in the cathode, and those capacitors I've used ceramic discs. Reason being, I don't want to use the same component. If you use the same component, then you know it could go again. Once bitten, twice shy. So I put some nice ceramic disc capacitors in. There's 42 volts across those capacitors, so I think they're 500 volt ceramic discs that I've put in, so I'm sure they'll be fine. I put 4 new EL34s in and biased them at 75 milliamps per pair. And I've switched the monitor to the oscilloscope, and there with just a little bit of clipping we've got 42 volts into 16 ohms. With more clipping you can get 44, so that's over 100 watts. You square it and divide it by the impedance, of course, speaker impedance. So from that we can just play with the treble control and the middle, and everything seems to be working great. The master control's doing its thing. We can switch it to the crunch channel and turn the level up and the crunch gain. You can see it's going into distortion, and we can check the tone controls. Just give them a twist, and there's 1 kilohertz going in, so the controls will be fairly flat at that, the response. We can go to the overdrive channel, and the level's fine. You see it goes into distortion quite early. The gain pot's a little noisy. The plastic Marshall potentiometers are not the best. And it has another setting where you punch the push button again and you go in more distortion, so that's coming straight in very early. And then the OD1 channel, we can check that, and that's doing its thing. Push again for more. Wow, very gainy. Put a little bit in gain, and the tone pots are treble, middle, bass are all nice and smooth. The buzz in the background, by the way, is the speakers on the monitor. The buzz when I put the VGA, when I put the oscilloscope into the monitor, so that's not the amp. So it's looking good. It's giving well over 100 watts. That's 44 volts with clipping. Can't do the maths in my head, but I'm sure that'll be around 110 watts, 115 or so. So looking good. I'll give it a further soak test and then put it back together if all being well. So that's been of further interest, and thanks very much for watching.